So today we're going to be going over how to make a coroplast hood with pop rivets and campaign signs. Just normal standard campaign signs. Okay, so we're going to try and maximize our box size. So we're going to start out with the sides of the giant hood, and we're done. These are the sides of the giant hood. Wow, what a step. Completed. Okay. So now we're gonna do the back, okay? So we are going to cut, we're gonna score, not cut, about 1.5 inches off of each side. There's 1.5 inches over there. 1.5 inches over here. 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. Okay. Now, I forgot to go over all my stuff. So we have scissors, pop rivet tool, we have a coroplast cutter, we have straps and a clip, razor blade, pop rivets, and washers, and Velcro. That should be all we need. And I want to show you guys something real quick. So pop rivets are a little confusing, okay? So these both say 3/16 1/2 inch, right? 3/16 1/2 inch, okay? These are not the same length. So the difference is these ones are 1/2 inch long, and these ones are 1/2 inch grip. So we're going to be using the 1/2 inch long ones because these ones are too long. Okay. So, all right, we need to score these. Okay, line it up. So we just want to cut one side of this. Okay. There we go. The other side. This is not even. I'm gonna remeasure. Yeah, look at that. Like 1/4 inch off. Okay, that looks a lot better. Wow, and I just completely, you know what? That's fine. It's all right. Okay. It's actually pretty even. Amazingly. Okay. So, we have our back. We have our sides. Look at that. We're like halfway done. So I'm just gonna go ahead and rivet these together. I need rivets, washers, and I'm gonna do 3 of these. It's kind of overkill, but just trying to keep them together. And we want to do them a little bit up off of the edges here. So we want to go like up in here. A cool thing to do would be to use a ruler. So I'm going to do that. Usually I just kind of poke them in wherever, but this time I'll measure. I'm just going to poke them in wherever. That's a lot of work. Okay. So an easy method to get these rivets in is to just jam them through, flip them over, put them in. So I'm gonna do this one like right about here. Just gonna jam it in. Okay. Flip it over, punch it in. See. Nice rivet, both sides. Gonna do that in the middle. Make sure your edges are straight. Get your box as least wonky as possible. Sometimes you need to use a tool. Okay. Over. Jam it in. All right. Now, washers go on the back side. Okay. So you need to use a washer because otherwise when you are crimping these pop rivets, you see how they squeeze down? The coroplast is too soft and you'll just squeeze all the way down into the panel and then it won't hold. So you need washers to hold this all together. Get out of there. Okay. Other side. You can also drill these out. That might be easier. I'm already committed though. All right. That's pretty box-like. Okay. So what we are going to do now is create the top and bottom. So I do these in a single piece. we're just gonna fold up the edges here, and then this is gonna sit right inside. It's gonna be a 3-piece box. So this will be like a cup on the top and bottom. So what we need to do, okay, so you can see that this is not, it's getting near lunchtime. I might have to adjourn for lunch. Okay, I don't think they're gonna stop. So I will adjourn for lunch. All right, birds are eating right now, so they should hopefully stop screaming. All right, so we make the top and bottom now. They're gonna be identical, so let's get to it. So you can see that we need to trim a little bit off here, not a lot, just a little. But we need to measure first. So I have this butted up to the corner. There we go. All right. So I need right. So I'm gonna do 1 inch on either side of these. If I can find my pen. Found it. Okay. So I need 1 inch in the back and 1 inch in the front. So that equals right here. Okay. So I'm just going to chop that off down that line. You know what? I'm going to do the line over. I'm going to give myself a little bit of wiggle room. Perfect. Okay. So do the same for another one of these. So to get these signs, you just have to wait. Don't wait. You just have to contact the campaign and ask for some signs. And they have to get rid of them anyway, or they have to pull them up right after the election. So just ask if you can get them. Most of them have no idea why you would want so many signs. And a lot of times they're happy to get rid of them too. This campaign person, we got about 50 signs from him and he was glad to get rid of them. So yeah, just say you're not using them for any kind of commercial purposes or anything like that, and they're usually glad to get rid of them. All right. So we're gonna do 1 inch on every side of this. Okay. So all right, so now we have these little edges here. And doesn't really matter, but I'm going to have the rivets on the side. So they line up those, okay? So to get the rivets on the side, we need the tab cut here. So I'm just going to snip those edges here. All right, so these fold in, these fold over, and we've made a little box. Okay, so now we have to rivet all these edges together. And we're going to have to do the smooth side in so we can actually close our box here. My pizza. Okay, pizza break. All right, I'm back, and I brought pliers to help me jam these through. My pizza was good, by the way. Make sure your fingers are clear. You just have to be careful getting these in your car or something, because it does have kind of a rough edge on the outside. It's rough, but you know, it's not too rough. That's not very sharp. You'd have to really jam it in there for it to tear your upholstery or something. Alright, so this sits in here, and look at that. That's pretty good. There is a decent amount of space in the back, but that's alright. If you were to actually measure instead of just picking random numbers like I did, you could get a pretty form-fitting lid here. So what I am going to do though is measure this out. So I'm at 38.5 here. Okay. So what I want to do is get a little just a little covert here for the door. So I'm gonna make it I'm gonna make it 38. See how that looks. .38 centimeters. I did this completely wrong. I need the middle to be 38. I actually want this to be 44. So 3 centimeters on each side, giving a total middle length of 38. Right. See, now, now that fits well. Okay. So this is 1 inch tall. Want to do like 1.5 inches or so. What would that look like? What would 1/2 inch over look like? Oh, that's pretty small. I'll do 1 inch. So these need to be 2 inches. Okay, well, I don't have 2 inches, so I'll just cut it in half. So 3.5. So I need 175, which is this one right here. Okay. That is approximately even. Perfect. So, yeah, that'll look good. Okay. So, so what this does is, this other one is going to be the door, and that'll allow us to just use the whole front as a door and still block all the light. So I will rivet this one together. If you're building one of these and you're trying to make it look good, remember when you're measuring that if you're folding edges over, that they have dimensions to them. So this is 4 millimeters wide. So if you're folding a piece over, it's going to fold over 4 millimeters over from the cut. So it's just something you have to be aware of, like this right here. So this is 38 centimeters or whatever. When I fold this over, now it's 38 millimeters plus about 1/2 millimeter. And that's on each side. So you can, when you're cutting, if you don't take that into account, it'll get really tight. Okay. All right. Let's do the other side. All right. We have a lid. Look at that. Wow. So let's flip it over. this one in here. My pliers go. So, it's time for the door. So we want the door to be slightly under 22 inches. We want it like 21 and 7/8. Do 21 and 3/4. Don't get crazy, okay? 20. Actually, let's just do it live, okay? So let's want our door to actually function. So we'll cut it along here. This one right here. Okay. So would you look at that thing? Okay, so we have a little bit on either side. What we're gonna do is measure an inch on the, so how do we want the door to open, right? So I'm right-handed, so my bird is on my left hand. So I would like to open it this way so I can hold the door and put the bird in at the same time, right? If it opens this way, it's kind of awkward for me to hold. Maybe I like use a glove or something to push. So let's just, the door is opening this way. So going to measure an inch out. So this is our hinge. Door hinge. Okay. So this goes right here. Now we need our other hinge. We're cheating. Other hinge here. Make sure it's approximately so I like an inch and a quarter or so. Way over here. Yeah, about inch and a quarter. Right. Looks good. So there are trade-offs with opening it this way, right? Because it's going to be latched on the left side, so it is kind of awkward to unlatch it and then open rather than unlatch over here and open. But you know, this is my box. I'm doing it the way I want. You can do your box the way you want, okay? Don't let anyone tell you how to make your own box. Okay. So I can't have my rivets all the way to the corners because that's where the other rivets are. So we're gonna go down just a little bit, like there. Okay. So I'm gonna try and get this in the middle as best I can. To do that, I'm just gonna do one of these at a time. So right about there is good. Put this in the corner. Corner it up. Right there. Okay. Look at that, guys. Did make this a little bit. I did make this a little tight. I could have done with a little bit more space on this side, so it'd shut better. But this is fine. This is quite all right. My box fell apart. This is what the strap is for. Okay. So flip these around. You know what? I'm gonna strap it right now. So all I do with this, you just wrap the box in this strap with this strap. It's not, you know, it's not rocket surgery here. This is from a different one of my boxes, so it's a little long. I'm not going to cut it, but if this was yours, you'd cut it, fuse the ends. Okay. All right. Let's rivet these. Now we just need Velcro. So you can Velcro this how you see fit. You might want to do like a Velcro strap here. You could like rivet this over here, tape this side down, strap it over. I think that's the method I usually prefer, but we're going to do a different method just because. So just going to take a length of Velcro. We're gonna Velcro them together. Okay. Then we're going to cut to length. It's actually this length over here. I'm gonna cut to this length. Okay. I don't know if it matters which side is which, but I'm going to put the fuzzy side on the door. get it on the edge there. Okay. And then the Velcro side on the box. I guess they're both Velcro sides, huh? The hook side on the box. Just like that. I'm going to unhook this, open this up, and really get that stuck on there. All right, and there you go. You have a very cheap box you've made yourself to your own specifications. And I'll tell you those specifications right now. So this box, it is 18 by about 15 and a half, 15 and a quarter. By about 24 inches. I mean, really this box would be suitable for a lot, pretty much up to a female red tail. It might be a little small depth wise that you may want. I mean 18 inches is a lot though, but I mean my boxes I use for the Harris Hawks are huge. They're like 2-foot cubes because I like them to have space to stretch out a little bit. So if you're someone that likes your bird to have that kind of space, to make it deeper, you could remember we cut off a few inches here. If you take two full signs, set them side by side, you can rivet them together using a joiner piece, and then you can make your box longer. Technically you could do that for, you know, all these pieces, but at some point you may be better served to just buy a 4x8 sheet of coroplast. But I actually really do like using the sign, coroplast signs, because they do have graphics over them that gives them a little bit more durability here. Let me get a standard sheet. So these are both 4 millimeters. They're both the same width, but because this one has the paint or whatever over it, the signage, it's much more durable than this stuff. Yeah, so I do like these kinds of boxes. And with the strap, you have a nice little carry handle. You take the camera down and show everyone. So, door. These little baffles we put in to block the light on the top and bottom. This might seem a little flimsy with this one strip, but it's actually, I mean, it's pretty tough. Your bird would have to really work at it to get that off. But maybe you prefer the straps. That's a perfectly valid method. And with these straps here. This is your carry handle now. If you want your bird to have a little bit more ventilation, you could cut little notches or maybe do hole punches or something underneath the lids. Give a little bit of airflow. But yeah, this is a really cheap, easy way to make a box. And the top and bottom come off so you can really clean it out too. I like this design with the top and bottom. And it might even fold up a little bit, but I wouldn't really count on it. But yeah, this is a box. For a perch, I usually use a 2x4, but I mean, you can use whatever you want depending on what bird you have. Just get it covered up with something, some kind of perching material, and you should be good to go. All right, thank you for watching.